Football's about passion. It's a way of life. It gets you up on the morning. It's magnificent. It's fantastic. What a sport. What a sport. It's a way of life. It's a way of life.
Who's ready for some more retro football? Who's ready for some 3D World Soccer on the Amiga? Oh, listen to that music. I'm going to try and have the audio in the background loud enough that you guys can hear that amazing music. Look at this guy in his tracksuit. That's actually quite impressive. That would have blown me away back in the day on the Amiga, that. The Amiga was a powerhouse. I know nothing about this video game. I've never played it before. So, this is going to be interesting, guys. So, yeah, 3D World Soccer. I can select the joystick. Here we go. Here are the options here. The modes. The game modes. Is that friendly, this one? Okay, what does the chimp mean? How is that related to Argentina? Anyone know? Australia with a kangaroo. Okay, I don't know what animal that is. Brazil with a piranha? Make it make sense. Look at this dude. Looks like the guy from The Shield. Okay, France with a cockerel. I kind of get it. Ooh, what? Hey, what? England with a crow? Oh, I love the 16, but I'm going to go with Italy because I got a cat. And cats are cool. Oh, this music. So it's not in English by the looks of things. I don't know if we had this game in Europe. Sorry, Italy is Europe. But in the UK, I don't know if we got this game. This is the only version of the game I've got. And I think... yeah, that's Italian, the text, isn't it? Okay. I know continua means continue. And obviously canceller is probably cancel. I mean... yeah, it's gonna be, isn't it, guys? It doesn't take a oh, look at this. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. Okay, let's, oh, I like the, crowd chants. They're cool. Let's see if I can actually do something in this game. Or is it going to be one of those ridiculous footy games that were notorious on the Amiga and other 16-bit and 8-bit home computers and gaming consoles where you can't really do much because of the jank. Oh, it's a goal! Holland score! I think this is one of those games, guys. Let's see. Oh my god. So, I don't think I like this game straight away because of the camera. I'd get fed up playing with this camera. But I like the ambition here. There's a lot of ambition. This is pretty impressive for its time. Right, here we go. Oh, it's a free kick. Right, shoot! Oh! Yeah, it's hard to get anything going, and that's what I thought would be the case. It's so difficult to find football games on the Amiga that are as good as or as playable as sensible soccer and kickoff. There are a few. This isn't one of them, but again, it's very ambitious. This would have blown me away back in the day. This is like the Jimmy White's of footy games, if anyone remembers Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker on the Amiga, which was fantastic. That was very playable, though. This is more like a graphical showcase in a sense. I mean, I think it looks really good. The player models and stuff, look how cool they look. It's just not very good to play, guys. It's a bit rough. Okay. So your defender takes the goal kick automatically. I don't do that. That's all done for me. Oh, come on. So yeah, I don't know much about this game. Well, I don't know anything about this game. I was going through my Amiga collection of footy games, and I saw 3D World Soccer, or whatever it is actually called, and I thought, yeah, got to check this out. How haven't I played this before? So you've noticed the little symbol appears as soon as I press the fire button on the joystick, or in my case, the DualSense. The red little square means something. Square. Shoot. But it also appeared then when I was not in a shooting position. So I think that meant slide. There you go. That means pass. That green icon. I don't know why it tells me what I'm going to do, because you've only got one fire button. It's not like you've got choice. Defending in this is ridiculous. You can't get near the opposition. You can't get near them, guys. But I like this from a technical perspective. I quite like this. I think it's impressive. Bit of chore to play. Here we go. It's Holland again, and they score again. It's 2-0. Back in the day, I would have loved this. I got to admit, I would have been blown away by this. Give me any footy game, good or bad. I was all over it. Like, I'm sure many of you watching this were the same. Oh, what happened then? It was like a glitch. But yeah, I can't do anything. I can't get anything going here at all. I can't get... It's something I say a lot on the channel, but get on the ball and start playing. Because, look, you get swarmed. It's like my players take... like half a millisecond, or a second to do anything before the Holland players are all over me. But I can't get near them when they've got the ball. I mean, I'm doing something wrong here, I think. There's no way it should be this challenging. But it's not even challenging, is it? It's just like poor game design, I think. Well, I mean, you can't highlight players. I'm hammering the fire button. You can... Oh, you have to wait for the cursor to appear above the player's head. So when the ball's near your player, you can't highlight players off the ball. Like I'm trying now, you can't. I'm pressing all the directions on the D-pad, the fire button. I mean, that's it. They are my controls on joystick. Let's see if the mouse does anything. Don't think the mouse does anything now I've selected joystick. Okay. What should we do, guys? Let's continue. Let's see what this is. It's going to be World Cup, this is, isn't it? Or a league. Doom, 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 doom. Portugal. When have Portugal had that kit? Or maybe they did, actually. It's more like a Barcelona kit, though, isn't it? They've got a tortoise or a turtle. Like, make it make sense. Right, I don't want to play that game. I don't have to play these games, thankfully. These are your other fixtures that are going on here. Oh, we've got England. But England have got a British flag for some reason. They haven't got the St. George's... St. George's? The St. George's cross. They got the Union Jack. Okay. It's like when you go on holiday, like for any of you Brits watching this, we go on holiday to, say, America. And they just think Britain is England. They forget about Wales and Northern Ireland and Scotland. It's just Britain. Sorry, it's just England. Like, Britain's just England. It's the same thing to some people. It's like, no. I mean, I am English, but it's quite offensive to a Welsh person or a Scots person. I've got some Welsh friends, and they get offended. If you call them English, oh, they get very angry. They get angry, guys. Don't call a Scottish man or woman, don't call them English, whatever you do. It's British or it's Scottish. Anyway. Oh, look at that. England score. It's 1-0. This is pretty bad, in all honesty. Again, I admire the ambition. I admire a game which... I mean, I've never played an Amiga football game which is anything like this. So it gets some praise for that. But the actual gameplay for me isn't good enough. I just want to be able to maybe get a shot on target. Just have a couple of passes here. Before that happens. There's no difficulty options from what I could gather. So you're kind of stuck with this super hard mode. Right. Here come England again. They cross it in. Keeper deals with that easily. The Amiga, though, and I've talked about this before on the channel before as well, but the Amiga had a lot of football games. Oh, it's another goal for England. Like, loads of football games. A silly amount of football games. Like, there are still football games to this day that I'm finding out about and I haven't played, which I'll try and get through them all for the channel. There are so many. It's ridiculous. And a lot of really, really laughably bad ones as well. But sometimes you'll come across a gem, a diamond in the rough. Like an unknown gem. I'm not just talking about Sensible Soccers. We all know they were good. They were brilliant. Same with Kickoff. It was a great game. But sometimes you'll come across a game. There's a footy game on the Amiga, and I'm still trying to find it in my collection, guys. I used to play it religiously when I was a kid. So if anyone can help me, you could be club teams, you could be international teams. It's overhead view, but when you press one of the keys on the Amiga keyboard, it changes to like a Pro Evolution Soccer camera, side on kind of thing, like you're watching on telly. It was fantastic, and you could toggle that camera view as much as you want. I cannot find it, guys. It was absolutely brilliant. I used to play, or we used to play, my brother and I and a couple of mates. When my parents went away, we'd hook the Amiga up to big telly and we'd have tournaments on it. And I always used to choose Inter Milan for some reason. I like their kit in that game, I think. It was so good. It's not like Man United in Europe, because I played loads of that game. It's not that. It's like a generic sounding football game, and I just can't find it, and I need to play it again for the memories. So yeah, the Amiga has loads of just footy games in general. Loads of games named after managers as well was a thing. Kenny Dalglish's Soccer, Graham Souness Soccer, John Barnes Soccer. You get my drift. You catch my drift. Oh, John Toshak Soccer. Seriously, I'm sure there's a John Toshak Soccer. If anyone remembers old John Toshak. Good manager, actually, in his day. Good player as well, I think. Didn't he play for Real Madrid or manage them at least? He's from Wales, isn't he? But yeah, loads and loads and loads and loads of footy games. On the Amiga, on the ST, maybe? I mean, the ST usually did get a lot of the games the Amiga got. It was its rival. The ST was a really capable computer as well, 16-bit computer, incredible for audio, for making music on, of course. But the Amiga was better for its graphics, I think. I think I'm right in saying that. I own the Amiga, as I've already said a million times. The Amiga 1200. I was late to the party. I got the Amiga quite late on in its life. I absolutely loved it. I had so many games, because I bought my Amiga from the Classifieds. And this guy, I might have talked about this on the channel before, on one video, but you won't have seen it. Or you might not have seen it. And I bought it off the Classifieds. There was a guy selling it in the paper who was about to go to university. And he could see that my mum was buying it for me, and I was just a kid. And he was like, here you go, mate. Have all the games with it as well. I was going to list these separately in the paper as well. I haven't got round to it. You can just have them. I was nearly crying with happiness. Because it was like a good 100-odd, 200-odd games. Yeah, I was in heaven. I was in Amiga heaven. This game's crap. It's crap. First impressions, I was like, oh, look at this. Novelty's worn off. It was crap. It was crap. It is crap. Look out for more content coming to the channel. I think I've had enough of this. Let me know if you've played this game. Let me know about the game I'm trying to think of, if you can. I'll speak to you all soon.